I'm Anupama, and today we are going to talk about red flags at the age of 3 years old. Now, red flags are developmental delays. When you observe these developmental delays, these are milestones which are not met by a certain age. These should be addressed if observed. And that's why we call them red flags. Now, let's see what are some red flags or development delays at the age of 3 years old in the domain of gross motor development, where you see movement and physical growth or physical movements. What are some red flags at the age of 3 years old? If the child is unable to climb stairs or with alternating feet, this can be a red flag at the age of 3 years old. If the child is unable to also falls a lot, yeah, unable to hold himself as he's walking or moving, that can be a red flag. If the child is in the areas of fine motor, if the child is unable to turn the pages of a board book, like is a thick paged book, one page at a time, this is a red flag. If the child is unable to draw a horizontal line, that can be a red flag at the age of 3 years old at the areas of fine motor where you're using your hands and fingers a lot. In the areas of speech and language development, the child's speech is still very unclear. Okay, this is a red flag. If the child is unable to say 3 word sentences, give me ball, I want that, is unable to form these 3 word sentences, this can be a red flag. Also, if the child is unable to follow simple 2 step instructions like pick up ball, give to mama. If the child is unable to follow these 2 step instructions, this can be a red flag. In the areas of social development, if the child does not play with other children or other toys at the age of 3 years, this can be a red flag. And also, the child is unable to know what others are feeling, especially the people around him, by looking at their facial expressions. Like you have a sad face, and a child is unable to say, Mama, you're sad, or Mama, you're angry, by looking at your facial expressions. These can be red flags. Now, remember, when you observe red flags, it's a combination of what you have observed. Like once a friend of mine came to me and said, the school has red flagged this child because he's not playing with others. But I have also observed that child. That child is so super sensitive, was able to immediately see what, perceive what others are feeling. He would be so sensitive and know, Mama, you're very sad or you're angry today. He was, not falling at all, was able to climb, and there was no concerns in the areas of gross motor, no areas in speech and language, had a vocabulary of a 5-year-old, so many other developments, but still the child was red flagged just because he was not playing with others. Now, you need to look for a combination of what's happening, and that is when I advise my friend, speak to your healthcare professional, speak to your doctor. Maybe the child just needed some more interaction to play with children. Maybe he enjoys adult company more than children. Maybe we need to intervene to just make him play with, seek little interventions in that way. But that didn't warrant that the child had development delays. So speak, figure out what's happening, but always seek for intervention in different forms. Thank you.